Kenobi's Corner, Kenobi's Corner, Kenobi's Corner.
I don't buy nothing if I don't have to.
I don't buy nothing, dude.
I almost bought Unbreakable this week.
Because you couldn't find it?
Because I couldn't find it, one, because Gabby thought that we owned it.
Yeah.
And I was going through my stuff, and I was like, what other Shyamalans do we have? And
Nothing.
we have Sixth Sense.
Oh, nice.
We have The Village, surprisingly. And we have, I think that's it, which is
2 movies.
2 movies. And because the rest of them were on Netflix for a long time, like The Devil and he had another one. I can't remember the other one that he had.
Yeah.
The Forest or something. I don't know. The Happening. But yeah, she's like, oh, for sure we have Unbreakable. Like, she's like, I'm almost like 100% like,
yeah,
we have Unbreakable. And I was like, oh, okay, well then let's watch that because I don't want to watch the other ones. And we didn't. So I went online to find it, and it was like $8 to buy.
Oh, that's not
and
bad.
And then like $15 if I wanted the Blu-ray. And I was like, oh, maybe. He's like, I don't know. I remember I liking it, but I don't know if I like it enough to buy it. I'll just rent it. And so it was like $4.99 to rent.
Dumb.
And I was like, oh, for
no.
$2 more I can own it. And then I went on to like this other app, and it was like, rent it, high definition, 99 cents special today. And I was like,
nice.
Done.
Dude.
You got my money. You got my 99 cents.
Was it worth it?
All 99 pennies. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Kenobi's Corner. I'm not going to scream because John says I scream too much.
No, you don't scream too much. You're not loud enough.
Okay. What about now? Am I loud now?
You're close to the mic, so I'm hoping you'll be loud enough.
Softer.
Yeah.
I'm a close than a softie. Welcome to Kenobi's Corner. I'm Eric. This is Jonathan.
Hello.
Yes. We're here to talk to you about comic book movies, fantasy, video games, heavy video game talk this week.
No, I don't know about that heavy. Maybe a little heavy.
Board games, kind-ish. Maybe. We'll see. We're gonna have some fun, guys and gals.
First thing, apologies, because last time we said it in the episode, I think a couple of times, that it was gonna be short. It was not short.
Oh, yeah.
It was like almost a full-length episode.
That's
last
so
time.
funny, man.
But, oh well, like
we
it happens.
tried. Well, we didn't try, but, I mean, we were just thinking, like, man, there's not a whole lot, but, man, we bullshitted
long-winded,
for so...
I think, yeah.
Yeah, the wind was definitely along with us.
Yes, it was.
Dude.
Cool. All right. So, like we spoke of last week.
Yeah. So we talked about Split, spoiler free, last week, and we want to get into it this week. So we're going to do full spoilers. We're going to talk about some Marvel news. We're going to talk about some Disney news, and we're definitely going to talk about PAX South that we both went to this past weekend. So just kind of info on that.
Last thing is going to be final chapter. Resident Evil. And we're going full spoilers this episode. So
okay.
All the way at the end. I'll do my best to put some timestamps on everything because I usually forget when I'm editing the episode, and then afterwards I'm like, I'm not going to go back and try to find out where everything was. But I'll do my best to annotate them, and that way, if you don't want spoilers for Resident Evil, you can skip the whole thing. But quite honestly, there's not a whole lot of spoilers that are going to ruin anything about the movie. So,
yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk about that here in just a minute.
Should we do Split and Final Fantasy?
No, we're doing Split first, like we said last time.
Okay, right on.
We're jumping right in.
Okay, so if you haven't seen Split, super spoilers.
Yes.
Not that so much that it's. We're just gonna, you're just gonna figure out what happens. There's not a twist, John. Like you're right, John, 100% right. There's no twist, just a reveal.
Yeah,
and the reveal is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool, and I think that's probably why a lot of people like Split is now still the #1 movie in the box office.
Dude, it's crazy.
I know, and for only having a budget of like $10 million,
it's ridiculous.
It made like 40 in its first weekend. So
yeah,
there's definitely going to be a Split 2.
There's got to be. It feels like there has to be.
There has to be. I just realized I'm drinking my coffee pretty hard.
Yep.
Sounds like I'm taking bong rips, to be honest. That's not what's happening, guys.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, I got to edit that
That coffee doesn't help. I'm drinking coffee, guys. I'm drinking coffee. We're totally fine. But we're gonna talk about Split now.
Okay, cool.
Not
Let's
that
jump
we
into
haven't
it.
been already, but okay.
Full spoilers. Full spoilers. Okay, so
Everything John said last week was 100% accurate. It's engaging. It's intriguing. It's dark.
yeah.
It's really, really in there, and you were on point. And I was watching. Well, of course, I was watching the movie one because it was a big ass screen right in front of me.
Yeah.
Like his transformation from identity to identity. It's crazy. Like you can see it happen.
Dude,
Yeah.
Oscar-winning performance.
And,
he won't win
everybody's
one,
been saying that,
dude,
man. Like it's super on point, man. Like James McAvoy did an excellent job at his character, and it was amazing.
Yes, it was. Dude, you wanted to hate on this movie so
I
bad
did.
for the longest time.
I went in there with so much hate in my heart, and I think that's probably like. After I saw the movie, it was just like Grinch style. Like it grew 3 times its size that afterward. So
awesome.
other than the movie being great, performances were on point. Just the whole mythology of it, and the story is basically mind over matter. Your mind has power over your physical self, and it can make you evolve. It can make you change. It can make you do things that you didn't even know. Just certain aspects of your mind have this special quality that it can give you strength. It can give you can have a disease in one identity, and you can be totally cured of it in the other. Super crazy, kind of like open your mind type thinking of multiple personality disorder or dissociative identity disorder.
Yes,
DID.
there you go. That's
Yes.
exactly what I was looking for last time.
Yeah. So if you like this, maybe you're gonna like United States of Terror. I don't know if you ever saw that. It was a Showtime with Toni Collette, and it was basically went in the same vein of mom trying to make it with multiple personalities and trying to like.
Gotcha.
With
I've
her
heard of
family
it, yeah.
life. She does a good job, but it's mostly kind of networky.
Network television kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's like Weeds with the disorder. Like
Okay, yeah, I
like
can see that.
she kind of
Yeah.
gets into the same kind of issues.
Yeah.
Family stuff. But with this, let's talk about the big reveal.
Dude, before the big reveal even. Stuff that I didn't mention like last time.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
Like there's a bunch of stuff that I didn't want to say because I didn't want to spoil it for you. But okay, so like already with the like setting up the multiple personalities, setting up the whole premise behind it, like of what you could do with your mind being in control of your whole body and making it do things and making it feel different and actually be different. Like they do such a good job of setting that up all the way up through the thing. Mm-hmm. One of the things I love is how they give you the little hints of stuff. And I mean, it's really easy to point out. You just have to be paying enough attention where you're almost put in the psychiatrist's shoes where she figures out that it's not actually, oh man, I forgot the other character's name. When McAvoy is playing the fashion designer.
Is it Bruce?
No, it's like Corey or, damn it, I don't remember.
Shane?
I don't remember. It's something.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay. So, but anyway, but she can tell that it's not that actual personality, that it's somebody playing that role. So, I mean, already the fact that they are conscious of each other, they are aware of each other, they know different things. Then the fact that they start, she's going to give a lecture on how each personality can be different. Like the way they set it up so that it ends up, to me, what's one of the bigger reveals in the movie is that not only is that stuff possible, but the way it's possible can be like really, really crazy insane and make something way more humanly advanced than what any of the other personalities are.
Barry.
Yes. Thank you.
Started with a B.
Yes.
It's going to kill me, man.
It ended with a Y, so.
Yeah, I was close.
Between the both of us, we were almost had it.
Nailed it.
But yeah, man, like, but dude, like, I mean, what do you think about that? Like, do you think they did a good job setting that part up? Like, was it, because to me, if they hadn't done a good job setting that up and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this other personality has all this, extra power and strength, like it wouldn't have made sense and it would have been as good of a payoff there at the end for the last.
Yeah, it was definitely a slow burn,
Yeah.
to that, and because it took a lot of explanation of how that's like what her thesis is. Like, people can change, people have these extraordinary abilities associated with their multiple personalities because of this. It's unlocking certain parts of their mind. And I think they did it really well. I mean,
heck yeah.
Started off super dark, man, and like you just don't. I think he really did a good job, like as far as the filming and the character development. And man,
yeah,
the reveal of the main girl, the reveal of like Casey's broken past throughout, like how she's going with her father, and like the uncle is like abusive,
yes.
and like he makes it a game, and just having a daughter, and thinking about that, like if something happens to me, and that, it's just super frustrating, and super like infuriating, and just even more so, I was like, kill that guy, kill that son of a, when she pulled the shotgun on him, I thought for sure he was like, all right, now we're gonna, and then like they were gonna show half his face gone. I thought for sure that was gonna happen, but it didn't.
Dude.
Yeah.
And then kind of at the end is another thing where it's like, once again, I don't want to ruin anything last week, but when she finally gets into like everything's over, they're wrapping everything up. She's in the cop car, and then you could tell the cop is like, your uncle's here to pick you up. So obviously she's still living with the uncle, but. I mean, you get so used to throughout the movie, like reading people's faces. Mm-hmm. Dude, you can almost see like within her face, like, no, I'm not going. Like, I'm done putting up with that crap. Like, this is where it ends. Yeah. And they did it so damn well. I was like, damn it, like, it's so freaking good. Like,
yep.
That's one of the things that I really loved about the movie. Like how they did that whole story arc, how they did everything like leading up to that point. Yeah. And then to show the change within her even of how this whole thing had affected her.
Yep. So
super good, man.
So, in speaking about the end,
last thing,
the very last bit is her, the reports of like him working at the zoo, the Philadelphia Zoo, and showing all of his 23 different toothbrushes, and like they're painting him to be a real villain in this whole scenario. Because she was injured and harmed, she wasn't pure. He's going after those that are pure. Yeah. And so and that's what
those who haven't suffered.
Right. And so he's going out and finding those. That's why he chose those other girls, those two girls that she was with, because they don't know that life.
Yeah.
And so they're saying that they're calling him the Horde. Because of his many personalities and how he's on the loose. And this one girl says, as in a diner, people are watching the newscast. This one girl's like, man, wasn't this the same story? Didn't they give a guy a name 15 years ago that kind of did something crazy like this? What did they call him? And when she leans back or when she leaves, Bruce Willis leans forward and goes, Mr. Glass. This is a total unbreakable sequel.
So good, dude.
Damn it, man. Like, I would have never thought that would have been the way this would have ended. And you know what's so crazy? And my first thought of it is like, this was so good. I was like, how in the hell did M. Night Shyamalan make a better comic book movie universe than DC? That was like my first thought. Like, on his own, nobody prompted him. Nobody was like giving him extra pressure or putting this on him or whatever.
Or without any like source material to go off of that already should be pretty good.
Yeah, and that's dude. That's what kind of made me want to go back and watch Unbreakable again and see what are the things that match up? Like, does it match up? Does it not? What's happening? Like, what's going on? Like, and the sad truth about it is it doesn't really match up. The only few things that I can see that even like bring these two together, and I guess because I got to see Split again, is if they reference any other small part of Unbreakable, because there was many tragedies that Mr. Glass and Unbreakable set forth and did himself. Yeah. To be the villain, to find the superhero, which was Bruce Willis, which is I think is David Dunn, or yeah.
I think so. David or Daniel? David?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So he had that, that two name like alliteration, like the Clark Kent or the Peter Parker. He had, D Dunn. I remember that.
At least that.
At least that. So,
David Dunn. You're right.
David Dunn. Okay, right on. So that was it. Like, I wish that there was something more, but it seems like, but like the other M. Night Shyamalan movies, like this is based out of Philadelphia, and that's not big enough to say like, okay, well, this is like all the universe is for like these special, advancements of evolution just in Philly. How can like all these instances just be in Philly? But I guess the same can be said about the Avengers in New York. Like everybody's in New York all the time.
Yeah.
So maybe this is like a little southeast version of of the Avengers, or a really, really low grade Defenders type scenario.
Dude.
But right now there's so more villains than heroes. Like it doesn't, you got Mr. Glass and then the Horde.
To Bruce Willis's one.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even have a nickname.
Yep. So in looking back, and I think Variety even mentioned this as well, or there was another news source I was trying to look here that had a interview with M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, as the Hollywood Reporter, I'm sorry. Because of that, like, and because it's doing so well, what he would really like to do is a third movie to kind of tie these two in just like solidly.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, man. What do you think?
Dude, that's freaking awesome, man. Like the whole thing is like, to me, setting it up in this movie for the justification of this character, but then also he does the same thing for Bruce Willis and Mr. Glass in Unbreakable. Like it really does like follow the same kind of pattern to reveal or to kind of give you like I guess to put a solid acceptance of that. Like you can now accept that these people actually exist and there's people like this in this universe. And I think that's all it really was, man. It's just like, okay, so now this person is justified to be this way because of all this stuff that's happened before. Bruce Willis is justified to be how he is because of all the stuff that happened before. Yeah. And now they can have like an ultimate showdown, and that's kind of my fear, is that a third movie, I guess, in this quote unquote series now, I'm assuming, because they're tying it all together. Yeah. That it would really be almost like just a showdown between the two, like everything leading up to like a battle between it. But I mean, I really hope that it wouldn't be that it'd be like reveal like a bigger universe, like a bigger, like things evolving, like what I want X-Men to be, like the movie universe, like jeez,
the way they had Bruce Willis's reveal in Unbreakable is kind of like that same way like Jubilee first touched the VCR and it went all sparkly and everything. But it's so weird, like watching Unbreakable and like seeing just the casual like events that evolve. I mean, really, the only two things that there's no, like, through tragedy and through great pain, they get their powers, or they have a reveal of what their powers are. I'm sorry. I mean, in an Unbreakable, Bruce Willis's character, David Dunn, he has a bad car accident, but he's a superstar athlete. And the only reason why, like, he doesn't do anything with himself after college is because he falls in love with his wife, or his then girlfriend, and she's injured. So she doesn't want there to be violence in her life, so he makes that choice on his own to say, like, okay, I'm done with football. Like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Done.
So, but he, there's that moment when he like rips the door off the car that's turned upside down and on fire, and saves her. So like he knows he has strength. He knows that that's what he can do. Yeah. And really, there's so many weird little facts about Unbreakable too. Like it's so weird that it was released in 2000, a year less than almost a year after Sixth Sense, and the kid in Unbreakable almost looks exactly like Haley Joel Osment. Like it's so crazy. Like I don't know why they just didn't use them. Well, maybe because they were just like, well, it's just like these two characers in different realities. Like I could see them like just doing a whole series of like them two and like multiple
tied together,
like the multiverse. Like this is what happened if he was a psychiatrist. This happens if he's a security guard. This. So
awesome.
It's so crazy, and like just to like talk about Unbreakable just for a moment, like the progression of his powers is so crazy. Like he kind of has a feeling about it. Like he gets it wrong. Like M. Night Shyamalan's like guest appearance in Unbreakable was he thinks like he has drugs on him, but he searches them in the stadium, like because he has like this feeling, this sense of like he kind of brushes up against him, and he sees like, oh well, he has drugs on him. He went to the restroom to get drugs, and he doesn't have any, and so he's like, well, okay, that didn't go as what I thought it was, and then it almost seems just a few days later, he's walking in the train station. I think it's Penn Station. And he brushes up this guy who like straight up murdered a guy, like did a B&E on a house, breaking and entering, and like murdered this guy. Like that kind of ratio. That's like if you've never kicked a football before and then randomly kicked one and it kind of like fell off the stand. And then the very next football you kicked would just happen to be 60 yards out during the Super Bowl and like nailing it. Like, it's so crazy, like how fast his skill got evolved. And I don't know, I thought it was crazy, but it was still good. I still enjoyed Unbreakable. I really enjoyed Split even more so than I thought. But I'm excited to see the next M. Night Shyamalan kind of remix of this. Yeah. His next movie he's going to be putting out is called Labor of Love. That's the title of it. I don't know if he's just saying it's a labor of love or if that's the actual title in the next couple of years. Yeah. But it looks like he's planning another one with Bruce Willis in Unbreakable 2.
Be awesome.
So that would be amazing.
Dude, either way, man. I mean, that's why, like last week, I mean, we've said it, like he's back. Like, hopefully he keeps on his good streak because, dude, his movies when he was on it were so good, man. So just amazing movies. So, I mean, hopefully he's fully back and he shows the world again what he can do and what he can do as a director and writer and putting things together. Because, man, that movie still getting me.
Yep.
All right, awesome. I think we've talked about that enough. We've 2 segments now separated on 2 different shows, so that's quite a lot we've talked about.
Very much so. Okay, so moving on.
All right, moving on.
I found some Logan news recently that kind of explained a little bit more about a part of the trailer that we saw. And I think we talked about it and we even mentioned it. Like, it's so weird to see that Professor X has hair in it. Yeah. And when I first saw it, I was just like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, we know that he doesn't have hair through the whole thing and that, why would he have hair? Like, that's so like just uncharacteristic. Like, there goes the movies getting it wrong again, Don't they know that he's bald? Like, but James Mangold gave a great explanation, so how Wolverine is losing his powers. And essentially, Professor X, like, he just didn't have the ability to grow hair because he just had so much shit going on up in there in his head that it just didn't happen. But now, as he's getting older, things aren't going on as much up there. Like, has more time just to kind of chill out, and he's just losing some of his ability as well. And from that's what he says. Like, it seems like there's just not as much happening up there.
Yeah. So to quote him, because things are slowing down mentally.
Yes. And that's why he's gaining some of that hair back. So I thought that's a pretty good explanation, like, of like the whole universe kind of like just deteriorating, of like the mutants and everything. And John already shaking his head. He doesn't like it.
You know what I think about that? It's a bunch of BS, bro.
You think so?
Yes. I don't know. That's such a lame explanation. I don't know. Whatever. They can do whatever the hell they want. Like, they're doing that anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
to me, that seems so cheesy. Like, he couldn't grow his own hair back. Like, that's the reason, because he was mentally preoccupied.
Hey, man.
I don't know. I don't know about that, Eric.
Well, I mean, you can think what you want.
I mean, when you're mentally preoccupied, do you stop growing hair?
No, but then again, I don't have the ability to peer into other people's minds and take over their bodies and make them imagine crazy stuff. Yeah. Man, I don't know. If I had that ability, but I lost my hair, I'd be okay with it, I think. If it just cost the hair on my head, then I'd be fine.
How do you look with the bald head? Does it work? Have you tried it?
Nah, it doesn't work.
No?
No.
When was the last time you tried that?
College. It was like 10 years ago.
Dang, yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I
was like no hair and then also no chin beard. So
yeah,
I just look like a giant baby.
Yeah, that might be. Yeah. That might be why it didn't work.
A giant baby with big sideburns, which is a weird look. I don't know.
You need to give it a shot now.
Yeah, I don't know if we can go back.
But yeah, man. I mean, it's cool. Whatevs. Like they're doing whatever they want to do. If they want to use this explanation, totally fine. I don't know if I really buy it. I don't know if that's really a good justified explanation for it, but I don't think that really changes the movie for me one way or the other.
Yeah. All right, well, that's cool, man. You think what you think. Well, I mean, it's less
I don't
than
really care about his hair, man. I want to know about the rest of the damn story.
Well, no, I mean, it's just it's an explanation of the universe, man. It's not just saying, like...
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure he had a lot of shit for it, you know? So...
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there. Just some info for you to digest. Next thing we found, some more news about the Square Enix and the Eidos Montreal information. That team is working on a Guardians of the Galaxy game that may be tying into the movie coming out, so that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's just one of the games that they're working on, but because of that, they're not going to be putting out a Deus Ex game anytime soon. So I just thought that was cool, man. Like that's already like another project coming out of just. We were just told about this last week about how they're going to be working on these new games, and this is pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, as long as it's good, you know. I think the problem with games that are associated to movie titles is that they never give them enough information before like the movie's released, and then they usually pressure them to put out the game at the same time, right? So it's usually like you're on a 3-month deadline because you couldn't have developed anything prior because they didn't let anybody know anything about the movie, and then all of a sudden in 3 months you got to come out with a really great game that's gonna come out around the same time that the movie comes out, and then it's never a really great game.
Yeah,
you know. So hopefully they get it right. Hopefully they don't necessarily have to make it exactly like the movie. Maybe it can be like a prequel to the movie. Would be awesome. You know, if they had something like that, dude, amazing. Like let's get a good story, get in there, make a good game. Just make a damn good game, and then, dude, I'll buy it. I'll pick it up. Like, doesn't necessarily have to be tied exactly to what the movie is or anything like that.
I don't think so.
We'll see, man.
Yeah, I'm just hoping like the good game tie-ins to movies. Like, what do you think? Like, what was the last really good game tie-in to a movie that you played?
GoldenEye.
Oh my God! Yeah, you gotta bring that one, of course, dude. The one that changed the industry,
right? First-person shooter, man.
Actually, you know what? I think it was like one of the Spider-Man game tie-ins, because one of them was like had the legit like open world city,
right? Yeah.
You know, web slinging action and
see, in that one, I'm not sure if it had a movie tie-in at all. Like, if it wasn't like trying to play through the story of the movie or really tying all that stuff in together. It was just Spider-Man.
Was it?
I think so, man. Maybe it included
I thought it was
the same
Amazing
villain.
I think it was Amazing Spider-Man.
I don't know. Maybe, and I might be wrong about it completely, but dude, it's tough to find, man. Those are like so few and far between.
Really, really few. Which is crazy. I think they had a missed opportunity. No, they even did a Mortal Kombat tie-in to the movie, I think.
That one was easy.
That's super easy, but also I think I can't remember if they put like the images on over the top of like the movie characters. Oh no, that was Street Fighter. It was Street Fighter.
Oh.
They did a tie-in Street Fighter where like Van Damme was M. Guile of Guile, and then Raul Julia was M. Bison. And and then the rest of the characters we know. So, yeah, that was it on that one. Excited to see the new games coming out. You know, from that team. I'm excited to play, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. Just make it good. Just make it good. I don't care what it is. Just make it good.
Yeah, well, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, man.
Next, the Beauty and the Beast, the final trailer came out of that one. And that one...
Yeah.
What'd you think, man?
Dude, that was a great trailer.
Like, it almost looked shot for shot of what the original animated movie was.
Yeah, it basically is shot for shot for what... But I think I think you've said it before. It's like almost a misdirection. I think it's starting to feel a lot more like that. The more and more stuff that comes out of it, just because like for it to be exactly what it was. So unless the whole movie is going to be that, which I wouldn't be disappointed in, but it feels like it's a slight misdirection of like, hey, it's going to be very similar to the old one, but there's going to be some cool like fun twists and stuff to goes along with it.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I hope that works out and we get a really good tie-in to all that, and I'm excited. I'm so excited.
How excited? Are you so excited that you bought tickets already?
No.
Dude,
no, not at all.
Come on, the tickets already went on sale, man. They had that cool glass. that everybody
cool
was like
glass.
freaking out about. That I was like, oh, that's all right. Like,
Did you get it?
No.
Oh,
I'm not gonna pay. I'm done paying for like those. What is it, Mondo glasses at the Alamo Draft House?
oh,
Yeah, I love the Alamo Draft House, and I think most of those glasses look cool. But man, it's like $10 a pop. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done. I'm off that train.
damn,
Yeah, that's a whole other movie ticket, man.
that is true.
So, but anyway, I haven't bought tickets either though, because like it's one of those ones that I don't think will sell out. I'm really hoping it won't sell out opening weekend, but I'll probably go watch it like mid-afternoon. Ooh, now I'm thinking about it. I wonder if mid-afternoon showings are gonna have like a bunch of kids.
I don't know, man. We'll probably go on a Sunday.
Yeah.
John, what would you say your best childhood memory of going to the movies was? Like, what was like one of your favorite childhood movies?
Ninja Turtles, the original one.
Ooh,
Because we would never go to the movies, and my parents took us to go watch it at the drive-in.
really? That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Damn it.
This is a good one. It's a great one. It's probably my most memorable.
Damn it. Now I wish I had Ninja Turtles news. But that's not what I got, John.
All right, what do you got?
Actually, what I found was back in the day, I remember when I was growing up and even as a kid going through, like, our school, I went to this little small private school, and we would take trips to the Alamo, I guess because we forgot what the Alamo was and when I was a kid.
You had to learn about it every
We had
year.
to learn about it every year, you know, so we would go downtown, but that meant like one day out of the year we would go to the Riverwalk Mall, and in there had the IMAX, and they were always showing Jurassic Park.
Really?
Yeah, like Jurassic Park was one of those movies. Now, what just got released in the last couple of weeks is there was an alternate ending to Jurassic Park. In the alternate ending, and we have it in the description, it's just the panels for what it was going to be, and essentially, at the very end, when the T-Rex after it shows the banner, like, you know, when the dinosaurs ruled the earth or whatever, the T-Rex goes chasing after Dr. Grant and the kids, and they're going to the helicopter. So they load up in the helicopter, and they're about to, you know, they throws the last kid at the last second, and before he does that, the T-Rex like chomps at him, barely misses him, and the helicopter's going over, starting to fly away, and then the T-Rex grabs onto one of the little legs of the helicopter, and it breaks off, and it looks like they're, you know, going to get eaten by the T-Rex, but they end up pulling away at the very last moment.
That's awesome.
And I can see that being an awesome scene, and like that reminds me of that scene where she was in the kitchen and she almost fell through the grate, and the raptor almost one of the kids, and the raptor like jumped up and tried to bite her.
Yeah.
Man, I thought the raptor looked so real, and it still holds up. Like,
dude,
it looks super
so
legit.
many of those, dude. But they had such a great combination of like puppets and CGI.
Yeah.
That dude, it was just, man, that movie was great.
Yeah,
Still great to this day.
I think so too.
Dude, but yeah, that's awesome. That's a cool sequence, man.
Yeah, man. Dude,
I do have a memory.
Do you think like that would have hold up to like what you remember of the movie, of the ending being, or do you think that would have been a better sequence? Or
I think it would have been about the same, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have been any different. You know, it was totally fine with them just leaving the facility, and the T-Rex was stuck in there, and then just, you know, or still just in there,
and watching the birds fly.
right? Yeah, that would. I mean, it was totally fine the way it ended.
Yeah.
This would have been cool. It would have been a little bit different and maybe a little fun to see, but I'm not. It's hard to vote one way or the other, like, because the one we got, I don't think was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was like, oh, that was a terrible ending,
Yeah.
and you know, but I never felt that way.
Yeah, I think they wrapped everything else up pretty nicely. I didn't expect 2 or 3 to come out, but I'm glad they did.
Dude, that's the one that I have a little bit of memory on, because we didn't go watch the first one. I don't think we went to go watch the first one in the theater, and then we watched that one at home. And then it wasn't until the second one, until Lost World, where I had read both of the books by that point.
Oh, right on.
So I had read The Lost World in book form, and then I wanted to go watch the movie when it was coming out, but my parents, like I said, they wouldn't take us a whole lot to go watch movies. And my friend's mom said that she would take us. So, like, me and my friend went to the movie theater. And, dude, that's one of the ones that, like, dude, super clear memory, because it was a movie theater that was still in the mall.
Oh, wow, right on.
And that doesn't happen anymore.
No.
Like, all those movie
It's
theaters
pretty
are
rare.
gone.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, at least around here anyway.
Yeah. Well, in San Antonio, you still have the River Center Mall that has the AMC movie theater. And the IMAX, it's also attached. But, I mean, it's because everything is downtown,
Yeah, but I mean... Yeah, that one was freaking awesome, man. Like, that was cool. It was opening day, and I remember getting in line like an hour early to go get a good seat in the movie theater.
Yeah.
In the days before assigned seating.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, but I remember
Which wasn't that long ago.
Dude, yeah, I really think about it, it wasn't that long ago at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's so much fun watching that movie. Anyway.
Well.
All right, more recent stuff?
Yeah, more recent stuff. So, speaking of DC and it not having a good universe. They take another hit this week as Ben Affleck steps down as director of the Batman movie. He says, he still wants to be really heavily involved and he's going to be with DC and choosing a new director for the film.
Yeah.
But because of the way the universe is and the way the attention to detail that he needs to have, he doesn't feel like he can do the job justice. See what I did there? Being in both the starring role and director seat. So, I don't know, man. Like, I think I really would have enjoyed seeing his take on the Batman film series, and just, man, it would have been awesome. It's like, I don't know who they would get. Like, it's kind of crazy, man.
Dude, it would have been awesome to see his take on it, but I'm kind of glad if he really feels that way and if that's truly, honestly, why he's stepping down from the director's chair, great. Let's do it and get somebody in there who can really pay attention to detail and do things right, especially if they're going to be, directing or writing or doing things for him. I would feel they'd have to get somebody who's going to be up to par to what he would have done at the very least. And I think that's going to help the movie. I think it can only help the movie. I don't think it can make it worse. Or hopefully it can't make it worse.
Yeah.
Like, even though I would love to have seen that, I mean, even to the point where I'd almost want to see a different actor cast in that spot to see what he could have done as a director. But, I mean, I don't know. I thought he was the best part of, well, maybe not the absolute best part, one of the best parts of Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Because freaking Wonder Woman stole the show by far. But in a close second, Ben Affleck's Batman. You don't think so? You're shaking your head over there.
No, I mean, it was good.
You don't think it was that good?
Wonder Woman was good, but
Wonder Woman was awesome. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I like that song that they stole from 300.
Well, that wasn't her fault, though.
No, it wasn't her fault.
Because, like, the acting that she did, like the acting that Gal Gadot, I don't know how to say her name. I think it's Gal
Gadot.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
It could go either way.
The
jury's still out on it. We'll find out soon.
Yeah, because it looks like it would be French, which would be Gal Gadot, but she's from Israel.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how that pronunciation goes.
Ooh, good point. I don't know.
So, anyway, if this universe collapses, literally and figuratively, it'd be nice to see Ben Affleck come back as maybe a director for a new Batman. Something else that they could do to kind of keep building on the universe. But if he's a part of it, I feel like they're going to have to really make it worth his while to have been in this role. Because I don't think he'll be like, or accept. I don't think he'll accept anything less. If it's subpar, if it's not good, if there's things that are bad with it, I think they're going to have to improve it because he's an A-list actor doing this role.
Yeah.
So
we'll see, man.
Who knows, man? Who knows? I got my fingers crossed that that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
We shall see.
All right. We're flying by subjects today, dude.
So far, man, we got a big one coming up. But before that, let's talk about a good universe. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. James Gunn has been notorious for releasing images and just throughout his whole directorial process. The latest image he released, or the latest videos that he released, were from Abbey Road in London, where they were scoring Guardians of the Galaxy. And we have the video here from his Instagram page in our description, but it sounds like very angelic, very unearthly.
Right.
Like when I heard that, I immediately thought Halo.
Yeah. I remember you telling me. I was
like, dude, this.
That's beautiful. It sounded exactly like that.
Yep. That
You should be in that choir, Eric.
I was thinking about it, but
Yeah.
he didn't ask me. So
I'm sorry, bro.
unfortunately, I'm here still.
You're stuck in your room with me.
I'm stuck in this small 3x5 room with Jonathan. We're staring right at each other, which is super weird. But
You refuse to hold my hand, so it can't be that weird.
John,
so.
we can't go there. I told you I would just record this podcast with you. That's it. But yeah, it sounds cool. I'm excited to see like where they. It just sounds like I don't know, because it does remind me of Halo so much. It reminds me of like a really grand scale, and because it is Guardians of the Galaxy, there are going to multiple worlds. Like it just,
Dude, they're gonna have Ego the Living Planet, man.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be on a grand scale.
Well, so far the only images we've seen of him, of his suit and his little action figure, his pop figure, is super small. He doesn't look planet-like at all. So,
well, I mean, who knows, dude? They're playing so many cards close to the chest on this one that I feel like we could be in for some really awesome like reveals.
Remember
when
when Civil War came out and they had the giant man?
Ah, dude, that was such a major spoiler.
Yeah.
Dude, but then again, that happened like 2 weeks before the movie came out.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, they may still be a couple of things to be revealed like as it comes closer, to the movie being released. But yeah, dude, that was God, I can't believe like you just reminded me like how much that hurt. Like when I saw it, I was like, no, I was expecting it, but still, man, like just to have it confirmed like way before the movie came out was kind of
But we didn't know what capacity we were gonna get it in, and still the reveal and that action sequence was amazing. So
oh my God, that was awesome.
It was really good. All right, well,
cool.
For some local news, PAX happened in PAX South happened this past weekend in San Antonio. Great game expo. I feel just in general, Penny Arcade expo. So I thought it was awesome. I had never been before due to my cousin and her husband had an extra ticket, so I was able to go for a few hours. So thank you, Jen and Joey. Appreciate it.
I love how you got really quiet for that portion.
Yeah.
Like you didn't know if you wanted to say.
Yeah, I was like, well, I didn't get their last name, so nobody can hunt them down and ask them for tickets. Or maybe they weren't supposed to know that they had an extra ticket. I'm not too sure. Yeah. Either way, it's already out there. Sorry.
You put it out there. It's in the universe. And we know that nothing gets cut out of this podcast as you saw last week. So.
You said you were going to cut it out, you jerk. But, I was only there for a few hours. I didn't see any of the presentations or any of the panels that I thought I was going to go see. I just kind of wanted to take in the experience. So what I did notice was there was a lot of long ass lines.
A lot of lines.
The Switch was there being demoed, and they had a huge platform for it, which looked awesome.
Yeah,
I know you played it for a little bit.
Dude, they probably had, as far as the lines and demo area for what it was, they had probably the best layout for their booth. Because all the other people had booths about the same size, but they organized their booth really well, so you could experience a lot of stuff all around their booth. Yeah. And really, if you really wanted to get your hands on the Switch and play stuff. So that was really, really cool. But I don't know. Do you want me to talk about that now? I can take up like 15 minutes.
Okay, well, let's come back to it, because I know that's actually all of what you said in yours. Switch was cool. Capcom had a huge Resident Evil station.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, I guess, during the Resident Evil, the final chapter portion as well. Annapurna, we had talked about them a few weeks back about how they did movies like Her, and they did something else too. They've done some great movies, but they were actually there promoting their games as well.
That's awesome.
And they had a couple games. Some of them are kind of like puzzles, but like really beautifully shot. Like you can really tell like the time and the story driven aspects of these, like the narration and the like the whole thing. It just looked really, really awesome.
Yeah.
The two games that they had out there. There was a random game that I have to mention, and I know it's probably been out for a little bit because they premiered it a couple years back, but they had brought it back to PAX South when I was there, called Just Shapes and Beats. Like, really, really, like, it's super simple in theory, and it's just like a game of random random songs, but like good songs with beats in it, and it's just like you're just like this little thing dodging them, and it looks really cool. I liked it.
Awesome.
There was a couple of board games there that I saw. I saw Choking Hazard from the guys who did Cyanide and Happiness, their game, and this one called Movie Buff also, which was just basically, if you love movies, really simple game that you can play with your friends, just like naming an actor from that movie. Okay, naming a line from the movie, and then what other movie was that actor in? Okay, now naming the line from that movie, and then like it can kind of keep going on and on. It like for movie buffs, it's super addictive. I feel. I don't know. That seemed interesting. I also played the Batman animated series dice game, which I lost terribly at. Yeah, there was just a lot. It was really just sensory overload. There was so much going on, so many bright lights. It just got loud. Just people just playing games everywhere. Like there was so much virtual reality and what are they called? What are the ones, the goggles? The eye goggles, the virtual...
VR, just virtual reality.
No.
Yeah. VR games?
What is the other VR game? Like the VR people.
The brands?
Yeah.
The Oculus? Or...
Yeah, they had a huge Oculus Rift station.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I didn't
and
stop
they had,
it.
Yeah, and they had people sectioned off in the back. And then just this huge area of just board games area. It just was crazy.
Yeah.
Man, there was a lot. That's what I enjoyed about it. John, what did you like there?
Dude, there were so many things to see. I don't even think I got to see everything that I really, really wanted to see. Dude, a couple of indie games, one that I can't even remember the name of, and I feel really bad because I wanted to mention it. It reminded me a lot of, like, Limbo.
Oh, yeah.
But, man, I can't remember the name. I'll have to find out. I want to mention it on the podcast because it was really cool. It was really fun to play. It was really beautiful to look at. I got to look it up. But there was also one that I stopped at real quick. They had a virtual reality game that they were kind of working on. It wasn't out yet. I can't remember the name of the virtual reality game. It's still in development, so it's not on anything just yet. But the other one that they had that was a fully fledged one, it's called Necroball, and it's by King Crow Studios. Dude, it's the most ridiculous looking game I've ever seen in my life. I loved it because it's like visually there's so much stuff going on all the time. It's like a tower defense game, almost like you're playing soccer in the tower defense game.
Right on.
And you're basically trying to get your creatures into the other soccer goal, but there's also like a giant necro ball that's bouncing around, like, and you're trying to get that into the soccer goal as well. So it's kind of crazy, man. Like visually insane. I'll try to put a link in the description because, dude. Like when you look at it, it's like, what the hell is going on? But dude, it looked so much fun. Like the playing experience is so much fun. Also, like it's visually appealing. It's fun to play. Just thought that one was really cool. And they're a local studio out of I think they're out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, or somewhere around there. I know they're out of Louisiana, but a smaller studio, one that's just kind of traveling around and promoting their game. So I was like, dude, that's awesome. Like they're new and up and coming, and it seems like it'd be really cool. Like, and hopefully they can make it big because some of their stuff that they had out there was pretty darn awesome. And then of course the Nintendo Switch.
Of course,
dude, that was the first place I went to go try anything. I don't know if you saw or got a chance to look at all the stuff going on there, but Snipper Clips. Dude, 2-player game, a puzzle game. You're basically 2 U-shaped pieces, filled in U's, and then you can overlap each other and like snip parts of the other character. So you have to create different shapes and different. Like you have to basically find out ways to solve the puzzle by pushing buttons and taking things to certain areas and moving things around. But it's all like you do it all by cutting each other up into like different shapes to help complete the puzzle.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Dude, it's awesome. And it's a cool little fun game to play. I played that. I played Mario Kart.
Oh, how was that?
Dude, Mario Kart was awesome. I didn't play the race mode because there was a pretty long line to that, and they're only taking 2 people at a time. And I was like, dude, I can't wait like that long to kind of go. It's going to be too long. It's going to take too long for it to happen. So I went to the other side where they were taking 4 people at a time to do the battle mode. And dude, battle mode was a heck of a lot of fun, and it looks amazing. And I played it on the handheld side, and dude, with the DS, the Nintendo 3DS. even though it's big, and I've put an extra case on it to make it even bigger because I got slightly giant hands. Like, they don't fit easily with little handheld games. And it always, even with everything, it always feels uncomfortable to play. And dude, this Nintendo Switch did not. It felt so good to like hold it and play it and experience stuff on it. And then they had this like long line to get into like their area, their booth area. So there was actually 2 lines. But one line was to kind of get in and experience 3 games. So they had, I think, 6 different games that you could demo in there. You got a little stamp card and you were able to pick 3. So once you got 3 stamps on your card, you had to get out of the area. So, which is fine. I mean, like 3 games isn't bad. So I played Splatoon, Splatoon 2, in fact. That was really cool. It was really fun. 8 multiplayer. I don't know what the hell. Multiplayer for 8 players locally.
Okay, right on. That's
like
cool.
That's legit, dude. And it was like just 8 handhelds all combined into one playing a game on there. Super smooth, no loading times hardly at all for anything, because they're using game cartridges rather than discs. So everything loaded really snappily. The graphics were awesome. I mean, everything connected and super quick and everything. And I don't know if it's just because it was the demo and that's all it's meant to do, or if there was, if really the power behind that thing is really going to be seamless for everything. I played Street Fighter 3. I can't remember what the heck the little subtitle for it was.
Version of it, yeah.
Yeah, but it's because it's meant to be like the original game. You can play it in an 8-bit mode, which has like, or not 8-bit mode, like a classic mode, I think is what they called it. And everything looks, kind of 16-bit, old school, like the original one looked. Even the screen even gets tighter in.
Oh, right on.
It's like watching it on a 4x3 screen. And then they had like full on HD mode, which looked beautiful. And dude, it played so well. It was so much fun. And then ARMS. I don't know if you've seen or heard about that one. It's basically like Punch-Out, but with crazy-looking characters, where you're basically punching and throwing punches, and with the like Nintendo Switch controllers. And that was fun also, man. So those were the 3 that I tried in there. That got me a little Nintendo Switch pin, which I'm super proud of. And then even before that, though, and I just wanted to talk about it last, I stood in line for 2.5 hours to play Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Of course you would.
Oh, dude.
Did it live up to it?
Yes.
Damn.
It feels almost like the original. The one that I guess I remember the most and giving me the most feeling of joy just playing through the game was Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of people like that. And as they've done other games, it felt a little different. There's little different aspects about it. And, while those other games are great, and I love a lot of those other Zelda games, just Ocarina of Time just really had a different feeling about it that was really awesome. And that's the same kind of feelings this evoked. So I don't know if it's just because of nostalgia's sake, and that's the only reason. Dude, I loved every single minute playing that game. Dude, and I hope that the rest of the game lives up to the hype and it lives up to what those few minutes felt like. But I'm super, super excited to play that game.
Well, dude, and you're getting it first day it comes out.
Dude, I hope so, man. Now, Cody's got me scared.
Why?
Because he said through GameStop sometimes they'll like let you order, but then
they don't
really have that many. And then like last minute,
are you gonna go like stand in line to get it, or
dude? What I'm gonna do is if they don't have a confirmation for me like early on, I have that Friday off, and I'm just gonna go like the night before, go get in line somewhere.
It comes out the same weekend Logan does, right?
Yes.
So you're taking Thursday, dude.
I'm taking Friday
New York,
off,
man. I'm gonna miss it.
I know,
I'm
dude.
gonna be in New York that whole time.
Well, that's what happens, Eric.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. Well, dude.
But, yeah, dude. Switch was super amazing. Like, I really loved it. I can't wait. I can't wait till it comes out.
Well, I'm excited for you, man, and I can't wait to also play because I know you're going to bring it in and we're going to play.
It'll be everywhere.
Let's talk about something else you really enjoyed. Resident Evil, the final chapter.
Oh, yeah. Really enjoyed it.
It was so enjoyable. What happened, man? Okay, so what I want to do here is, so Jonathan saw Resident Evil Final Chapter. I did not see it. I actually haven't seen the last 2, but I want to hear what he says about it. So he's gonna go full spoiler on it. But what I'm gonna do also is that I couldn't sleep one night and I marathoned somebody let's play Resident Evil, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard when it came out. So I saw the entire game from start to finish, which is amazing. I hope you do get to play it. So I want to talk about that game and spoil that, and we'll see who had the better time. I have a feeling I did.
Okay, yeah. So you want me to go first?
Yes, sir.
We're going to make this a roller coaster of emotions.
Yes.
Because we just got off the high of the Switch.
Yes.
And now we're going to the depths of Resident Evil, the final chapter.
Well, spoilers.
Spoilers. All kinds of spoilers.
All
Really,
kinds of-
dude, that's the thing is that this movie, I'm going to drop a lot of spoilers, but man,
Okay.
I think none of them are really that big of a deal. Unless you're like a super huge fan of the movie series. I would say, you know, if that's the level you're at, don't listen to this because you're just going to hear me trash something for a few
Okay.
minutes and then give away like every single plot point that's going to happen in the
Well,
movie.
then there you go.
If you really are just kind of like, oh, so it's an okay series, you will probably hate this movie because, dude, it doesn't do. Oh man, it's. I don't know if it's the worst in the series, but it's not good at all. It is not good. Like one, you know how I feel about this, Eric. The camera never felt like it stood still the entire movie.
Oh, so you got motion sickness.
So I didn't get motion sickness, thankfully. Like I've learned to control it by like not necessarily like whenever I can look away, I'll look away from the screen, and that tends to help out. That way, I'm getting it only in small doses, right? But there's like the plot is so thin in this movie, man. Like, okay, so the first thing they try to do is they try to get over to the location of the. They're going back to Raccoon City.
Raccoon City, yeah.
The Hive.
Okay.
And they make that apparent in the trailer. Like, there's no big surprise or
Right.
reveal for that. But, dude, there's no... Basically, it's just the Red Queen, right? The computer program that they basically tell you, hey, it's based off this little girl who had the original version of... or she had an illness. The one that makes you age way faster than... Your body ages faster than your mind. You know, you're getting old, basically, while you're not, you know, way faster than you should be. And so her dad creates the T-virus to stop that from happening. Immediately, the girl's name is Alicia.
Instead of Alice?
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
Like, already, like, I was like, okay, so it's Alice. Like,
Okay.
that there's nothing hidden about that. That's like a terrible way to, like, hide a plot point. Like, don't even say the little girl's name. She doesn't have to have a name.
Yeah.
Like, if you're really trying to make that, like, a reveal or a big plot point. And so she gets a T-virus. It saves her life, but then that's what ends up mutating and killing everybody else. You know, so they kind of go through the progression of, like, now she needs to go back because Alicia, the Red Queen, the computer program itself, like, gets a piece of information. And that piece of information is that the releasing of the T-virus wasn't an accident. Like, it was planned and coordinated by Umbrella Corp so that they could kill off the rest of the world, and they would be the ones who would come back, kind of like I guess in like a Noah's Ark situation, where like they're hiding out in the hive, they're all there so that they can destroy the rest of the world, and they can be the ones to kind of come back and take over everything because the world is basically destroying itself. But dude, like, what the freak, man? Like, the whole world is destroyed already. Like, they make it way worse by releasing the T-virus and like buildings and cities and hundreds of dead people everywhere, and, you know, animals of who knows what and everything.
I know now there's like bat creatures and these huge things. If they were doing that, why even release Apocalypse, who was just like this huge like guy that was just tearing people apart?
Exactly, dude. So apparently, the one justification for it is that they have the cure to the T-virus, right?
Oh.
So it's like they have something there in the hive that'll basically get rid of everything. It's like the one vial for it, though, right?
Oh.
If you think at all in this movie, it's bad.
Okay.
Because, dude, Alice is able to get back. They go through this whole spiel of, like, he's got the vial, and he's going to bust it inside so that Alice can't release it to the world.
Gross.
He's going to break the vial, Eric.
Okay.
Damn it. But, dude, if he breaks the vial underneath where nobody
There's
else...
nothing else, yeah.
Dude, then the rest of the world is screwed. Like, even if the people wake up and start taking over the world, how are they going to cure the rest of the T-virus people? You know?
Sure.
Like, it doesn't make any logical sense at all. All right, so that's already one thing.
Yeah, I just feel like because they even show it in the trailer and they say it in so many other times, like this is just an excuse to call children bitches because I feel like she says it in this movie and she says another one. I met your sister or your cousin and she was a bitch or whatever, and then even in other ones they're like, man, that Red Queen's a real bitch, and I was like, man, you're talking about this little kid,
right?
Like, why are you calling kids bitches? Like,
well, dude, and then in this one, there's a line like I don't even remember what the hell the main guy's name is. The one who was the dad's partner that ended up like basically taking the T virus to do all this stuff with. The guy who's Jor-El from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
So like, dude, he's the one who's like, was everything. I mean, he's been in the other movies too.
Yeah.
So he's the one behind everything. And even then, I think he says like a trinity of bitches.
Oh.
And the reason is though is because they get underground and they're walking down this pathway, and then you see like a wheelchair next to one of these cryogenic pods that all these people from the Umbrella Corp are on there, right? And then like that's when it comes in that Alice herself is only a clone of the original Alicia. Like, so there's like the Red Queen, Alicia, based off of Alicia. There's the clone who's Alice, who's supposed to be the big reveal, but it was kind of dumb the way. I mean, there's so many things that have happened. Everything's so out of continuity.
Was it like so swelling? Like the music swelled? Like
no,
that
not
was
even.
it. Oh,
blah, dude. It was
blah.
so badly done, dude. But then I mean, you see like, oh, okay, well that's gonna be, that's. Obviously, they're bringing in another character right now. Logically, the only person left to reveal is an old Alice. Like, that's the actual one. And sure enough, like, here comes old Alice, like, waking up from cryogenic, like, sleep. And so it's like the trinity of bitches.
Oh, wow.
I was like, dude, it was so stupid.
Oh, my God.
But, dude, and then none of the action is really good. It's really unfortunate because that's been one of the fun things about the other movies, right? Like, is at the very least you get some cool action sequences. Dude, not even, man. It sucks because we want to go watch it in 3D, and I think the 3D effect really kind of diminished some of this already. Because in 3D, I think scientifically, they explain that you have to have something visually in front of your eyes for about like 3 seconds to recognize what it is properly when you're wearing 3D type equipment.
I'm pretty sure there's like a bunch of jump sequences and just
every single fight sequence has it's like 2 seconds of a shot and then they cut, and 2 seconds of a shot and then they cut. So it just looked like one giant blur, like for a minute, and then like all of a sudden somebody's dead.
Damn.
I was like, dude, this is stupid. None of the fighting seemed like really well choreographed or really well done. And it felt like they used a lot of the regular actors to do it because like some of the stuff that they actually showed that wasn't those jump cuts was like stuff that was pretty close up. So it's like, dude, those people are getting older. They're not up to, it didn't seem like they were up to like everything, all those challenges of what it was to do those original movies. And dude, so nothing, it looks really good. All the big explosion-y stuff, like you could tell they were on a tighter budget for this one. So none of it looks really spectacular. There's so many times where they started to do jump scares, but they weren't even good jump scares. They were just like, they weren't well thought out, it seemed like. Dude, there's more jump scares in some of the games that are coming out that I'm sure you'll talk about here that are way better because they're better thought out than what was going on in this movie. Dude, and then the last thing, the one that really like put the nail, like I don't think I'd be this angry about this movie and wasting my time if it hadn't been for that last sequence where they finally revealed they finally released the cure to the T virus, right? So she finally gets it upstairs, obviously. Yeah. Finally, lets it go to start spreading.
She just like break it on the floor and like lets it fly, or what?
Dude, if there was like some kind of delivery system. So like if you remember Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah.
Like they go up to the tower, spin it up into the air, poof, it releases everywhere.
It's one.
Is it in one?
It's in Amazing Spider-Man because it turns everybody into lizards, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That's
one. Okay, sorry, I can remember which one it was. Yeah, you're right. But there's a delivery system where they have to spread it out, right? Because it's transmitted by the air. Well, dude, this one, she just drops the stupid little vial. There's no like smoke or anything that comes out of it. The vial just breaks open. And then like all of a sudden waves of zombies start falling down. I was like, dude, okay. If it's transmitted by the air, how the hell is it getting that far over to everybody else? I was like, okay, maybe it isn't that it's just the air. Maybe it's getting into the like zombies and then they're passing it to each other like just by being in proximity of each other.
Yeah, no
Nope.
explanation.
Nope, even worse. They go on, and then the voiceover starts like after all this stops, and she's like, the original T virus spread from person to person, and was communicated over the earth like in a matter of days, and this new virus is transmitted only over the air. So it could take years for it to go around the world. And I was like, dude, it took like 5 seconds to get like every single zombie that was in that place, like to kill them all. Dude, I was like, dude, that doesn't make any sense of what you're saying and why. And then, of course, the final line is like, and until then, speaking about it could take years to get it all, I'll be out there like fighting, for. I was like, dude, great, leave it open for another movie. Why don't you? You've already screwed up everything else. Like, go ahead and just leave it open. Go ahead, do it. It made me
Maybe
so
they
mad.
would hold up like if
So
we watched
mad.
in a marathon of some sorts. Like if you just had like 14 hours to kill,
Right.
No, I don't know.
Never again. I'm done with these movies, dude. I'm so done. Dude, there was so many elements too where it's like stupid countdowns for no reason. So she had to get to the hive in a certain amount of time because that's when the main bad guy was going over to be at the hive, and they had it down to like a second though, and there's like constantly this timer of like it going, even though they encounter themselves on the way to the hive. I was like, if she's traveling with them, she's gonna get there at the exact same time, And how do they know the exact moment that it's gonna happen? And then there's another one that like Umbrella Corp is attacking, I guess, other humans or taking zombies to the rest of humanity that's out there that has survived so far to kill them. So she's got 5 minutes to release the antidote so that it can stop this whole process of them killing everybody. So it's like a 5-minute countdown. She gets up to the top, releases the vial at like the last second. Well, how the hell is that supposed to stop everybody else from being killed? That doesn't make any sense at all. Like there was so much bad logic in this. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm done. I've ranted for about 15 minutes about how much this sucks, and I'm done. I'm sorry, Eric.
All right, man.
I apologize for my rant.
Hey, man, that's all right. It happens.
Don't go watch this movie.
Okay, we won't. I probably will. Actually, I haven't seen the other ones yet.
None of the other Resident Evils?
Well, no, I watched some of them, but
Okay. Dude, if you really want to and have to do it, I would say just wait until you can somehow watch this at home for free, if you catch my drift. But don't spend any money on it, man. Like, and not just on principle, just because I feel like you're gonna waste your money if you do that. Like, there's nothing good or salvageable about this movie.
yeah.
That would make me say, hey, like spend a couple bucks to rent it on Breadbox or something.
Damn.
Not even that. Anyway, I'm done. I'm sorry. I apologize to everybody out there. For somebody who really liked this movie, I'm really sorry, but I could not. It was too much. It was too much on the wrong side.
Well, what can you do, man? I think the game was a lot better than just
You see,
based
giant
on that.
roller coaster of emotion.
Yeah. So the game was done really, really well. It really does take it into. It doesn't seem like the virus has spread out to everybody. It seems like it's just like in small pockets, maybe.
Nice. Okay.
And this really is like your wife. She's doing a babysitting gig in this small Louisiana town, and she's like, "Hey, like I'm doing this just for a short time. I can't wait to get back to you." Like this is like a video diary that she's sending back to her husband, and she's like, "Okay, I gotta go. Talk to you later." And then it cuts to like the next scene is just like, "Oh my gosh."
Everybody's dead.
I can't believe like this is happening. Please help me. Come find me. It's like 3 years later.
Oh wow.
It's like he's already moved on, and he's like, dude, this is it. Like this is done. And he gets this random video from her, and he's like, I gotta figure this out. I have to go. So he's telling his friend like, she's still alive. I have to try. So he goes, and he goes like just walking up to. Like he's like, I think this is where it's at. He goes into this small like swamp area, and it's like this old style like plantation house.
Okay,
and he just walks right in like it's nothing. But it's almost immediately he just sees everything's like torn apart, like these small like clippings, like this crazy family, and it gets turned sideways so quickly, like. Yeah, and you don't even realize really it's a Resident Evil type game until like the herbs that you find, you know, for health, the way you can view your health and see other things, like the way you pick up stuff, like items. It's just like the old school style of the game. And then some like a couple of the characters that you fight or mini bosses that you fight are like regenerate and kind of have that same kind of feel like the old games do, but everything is like really, really over the top, like intense violence. Like in less than the first 15 minutes, you lose your hand. I'm going to be honest.
Wow.
It's pretty rough. It's a pretty rough scene. But amazingly, you're able to staple it back together apparently, so it's pretty crazy.
Video game logic. I mean,
you know how that works, you know. And your health, you pour it on your hand and you know you're able to everything is fine. Never mind, you just got stabbed in the head with a chainsaw. It's pretty crazy. It's a really, really great game. There's not the scares, just the scenery. It's just shot beautifully. The play of it is just really crazy. I think it's really one of those you have to experience. You know, it's.
But you didn't play it though, right? You just watched.
I didn't play it. I just watched the videos of it.
You think you'll be able to?
Probably not. I don't think so. I don't have that. I don't have the time to play it through and have the patience. But I can definitely watch somebody else play it through,
dude.
You know.
Dude. I mean, because you showed me that clip. Somebody posted like the first 5 minutes, I guess, of when it starts getting scary. And dude, that made me really afraid. I don't think I could do it without. I don't think I could play through that game.
Yeah.
My friend Mark is playing through that game.
Oh, really?
Dude, he said that like there's I guess because he's playing it on PC and the X button on the controller on the PC allows you to do. Which should be, I think, one of their main buttons. It basically does like a 180 degree turn. So like you can be facing something and then immediately be turning around the other direction. and he says he's already used that so much where he like something will happen and he'll like turn and run.
Oh my god!
Smash the button and take off.
Oh, it is intense, man.
That's insane, dude. I don't know. That's interesting. I kind of want to watch some more gameplay, but I don't know if that's one I could play ever. But I think people are liking it, man. I've heard some good reviews.
I think so too. I think it's got a lot of great, just the endings of it. I don't want to give the endings away, but it's really, really good. It ties in everything really well. The decisions you make, at some parts are just really, really well done. It just looks real. Some scenes are just really like intense and real.
That's awesome.
It's pretty amazing. I would highly suggest it.
What would you say? What were you going to say about PAX with Resident Evil?
At PAX they had a special kind of giveaway. They would come out and throw shirts out. They had like this kind of like semi-experience center where it was a shape of the Plantation House. Their booth.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That looked really cool.
Apparently they did some giveaways and stuff, none of which I saw or experienced, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome. All the lanyards that they give away at PAX for your badge were all Resident Evil 7. That was really cool.
Pretty legit,
dude. That's awesome, man. A game I will never play, but it's nice to know that it's out there and it's a good game. Awesome. Yeah. Cool, man. Anything else?
No, man. I think that's
all our
it.
Topics?
I think that's going to be it for this week, man. We had some laughs. We had some cries. We had some what the hells. We had some time wasted on movies and things. So, I don't know, man. What do you think? Is that it for this week?
Yeah, man. That's it. I think we're good. Right, I think we went a little bit over, so we might be a little longer this week.
Okay.
Who knows until I edit it. I mean, you can never tell.
You never, ever tell.
Awesome. All right. Well, cool. I don't know what we have for you guys next week, but we'll have something. We'll be here again.
Yeah. Where can they find us, John?
They can find us on Twitter. It's at Kenobi's Corner on Twitter, and pretty much anywhere else that we're at. So SoundCloud.com/Kenobi's-Corner is where we primarily post our episodes. A good comment section in there if you want to drop us a line and see what we're up to. If you are not a Twitterer, Otherwise, you can find us on your favorite podcasting platform, including iTunes and the Google Play Store. And if you have a podcasting platform that you'd like to go to and we don't happen to be on there, please just let us know by either SoundCloud or Twitter or anywhere else you can get a hold of us, and we'll definitely try to get on that podcasting platform for you guys. Other than that, we're on YouTube. I don't even know what the username is there. Just Kenobi's Corner again?
Just Kenobi's Corner.
Just Kenobi's Corner again. Like I said at the beginning, we're Kenobi's Corner everywhere, but if you'd like make it a little easier for you, and if it's easier to play through a browser that way, you can definitely find us on YouTube as well.
Well, until that time again, until the next time we speak and you listen, please enjoy yourselves and each other.